Tonight's game, live from the Coliseum in Los Angeles. The Arizona Wranglers play the Los Angeles Express. And what happened last night way down in San Antonio, Texas, may have a profound effect on this game tonight. Denver broke a 5-game losing streak. In the Pacific Division, they're now 8-6. So whoever loses tonight will be 2 games out and maybe out of the playoff race. Maybe. And good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Simpson along with Don Heinrich. A contrast to the old and the new, Don. The old, George Allen, 62 years old, in his 200th game tonight. An old ball club led by a man who's had 16 years experience at a quarterback, and some people say the Wranglers are playing old.
Well, they certainly aren't playing in a typical George Allen fashion. His clubs always play with great intensity, great enthusiasm. They are not doing that. They're extremely well drilled. They are not playing consistent. In coaches' terms, they better put it together here tonight.
They had a great game against Denver last week, but they've not won 2 back-to-back games all year. Now, the other side of the coin, John Hadel, first year. Steve Young, first year at quarterback. A club with 31 rookies and 11 second-year men, the old and the new.
Well, they have that great talent in every position. They are deep. They are enthusiastic. They are flying around and making things happen. They've won some games of late. They've developed great poise at this stage. Steve Young, his great experience, limited, but he is an excellent leader. He makes a big play, and that's what you have to do with a George Allen team to beat it.
I know you will not elect your age to determine what you're going to say, old-timer. Who's going to win, old or new?
I'm going with the new Los Angeles Express look.
The Express have won the toss and will receive, so Frank Corral will kick off. Corral, who has played many games here. Tony Bodie, number 24, on the far side, and Dwayne Gunn, 83, on the near side as you look at them. On this Memorial Day weekend, and Corral to kick off. Both teams need the ball game to stay in the race for at least the wild card, if not the division championship. Gunn will watch it bounce, takes it in the end zone. He's going to bring it out. He's got great speed going to the outside, turns the corner. Gunn is across the 20 and is knocked down as he crosses the 25-yard line to about the 27. And so we will be able to see Steve Young and company come in. Young, who's having a great year as a rusher as well as a passer, leading this ball club, which tonight will have as the H-back Tony Bodie, 24. The fullback starting Kevin Mack, who scored, well, he did not score, but had 82 big yards against the upset of Michigan last week. His number is 27. Freddie Scott, 87. Jojo Townsell, 26, the wide receivers. Darren Long, 89, the tight end. Zimmerman and Hart, the tackles. Jones and Durrett, the guards. And the rookie Mike Ruther at center. And here comes Kevin Mack trying to get outside, and he is going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. Mack, 4.4 speed, fine rookie out of Clemson. And defensively for Arizona, no changes. Carl Lort, 71. Wilbur Young, 99 over Joe Irvin. He's got rib problems. Kit Lathrop, 70. John Lee, 64, leading the league in sacks. They're the front 4. Ed Smith, 56. Jim Fonhorst, 55. Stan White, 52. Your linebackers, Minifield at the left corner, number 1. Carl Allen at the right corner, number 32. And your safeties are Ted Walton, starting for Bruce Laird, 29, and Luther Bradley, 27. That is Bodie in motion, and Young back for his first pass on second down. Has all the time in the world, and has Bodie out here, and Bodie is knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It'll be third down and about 6 to go.
Big Gary Zimmerman, the offensive left tackle, number 56, against General John Lee, pass blocking in the early stages, doing a good job, holding good position, keeping Lee to the outside, using those hands like an offensive lineman should, and he stuffs Lee to the inside. Lee trying to use a reverse pivot, doesn't work.
3rd and 6. Malcolm Moore, 84. David Hersey, 81, come in to give Steve Young, now in the shotgun, more people to throw to. Young, Ed Dutton with his left hand throws it out, and the ball is almost picked off the linebacker Ed Smith out there, intended for Kevin Mack, and Smith did a good job, and Los Angeles will have to punt the ball away.
Well, if Steve Young had not put that ball just a little high, and a lot of times you think, well, maybe he miscalculated, but I assure you that he saw Ed Smith in the way, tried to drop it over with touch. Had he not, Smith could have picked it off and gone in for 6 points.
Eddie Brown, averaging better than 13.5 yards per return, will receive the punt of Jeff Partridge, who's standing on his own 15. Partridge, the rush is not on. Brown is going to let the ball hit at the 28, and it'll bounce backwards and take a Arizona bounce, and they'll down the ball at about the 30-yard line. And for the first time Greg Landry and company come out. Landry, number 11, 65+% of his passes completed. He's the player of the week for his work last week when they buried Denver 41-6. Tim Spencer 46, Kevin Long 33, the running backs. Tremaine Johnson has caught a pass in every one of his pro games, 32. Number 2, one wide receiver. Lenny Willis 89, the other. Paul Ricker 86 at tight end. Rob Taylor, John Static the tackles. Tom Thayer, David Huffman the guards. Gary Sullivan at center. First down, mark the ball at the 33. That's Willis in motion. And Landry to throw on first down. Gets the ball out to Spencer. Spencer across the 35. Spencer across the 40 to the 41. Tackled there by David Howard, number 58. And that means it's going to be second down and short. The Los Angeles defense, Fletcher Jenkins 90, George Achika 75, Charles Esri 79, Eddie Weaver 61, your front four. On pass rush downs to put in Lee Williams 73. Danny Rich 53, Howard Carson 54, Howard Davis 58. Your linebackers, Wyman Henderson 22, Tyrone Justin 20, the corners. Dwight Drain 33, Aaron Mitchell 34, your safeties. Second down and about 2.5 from the 40-yard line. And there's Kevin Long, and Long has got the first down. Up to the 48-yard line. And thus far it has been all Arizona picking up where they left off last week when they knocked off Denver 41-6.
Greg Landry, one of the few quarterbacks to call his own plays. Kevin Long this time going from right to left. Good block by 46. That's Tim Spencer as they veer back over the middle. Long in this instance. The line had shifted. They went into a 4-3 and opened it up in the middle for Long.
Jermaine Johnson wide left. Tim Spencer comes slotted outside the wide receiver. Lenny Willis on the right. And now Spencer starts in motion. Landry hands off to Long, who gets to about the 49-yard line. You know George Allen, known him for a long while. If anybody ever says that any game is important, and George Neely says every game is important, he knows what an import this is. First of all, in the playoff race. Secondly, George Allen has never experienced a losing season. At the moment, he's 6-7. His worst ever was 8-6.
Well, he has to be up just a little bit tight here. Not only that 200, but the fact that they are in the hunt, and he wants this victory very, very bad.
Second down and 7. Give you a quiz about Rams coaches or former coaches in a moment. Long out of the backfield, but the pass is longer than that, and Tremaine Johnson keeps his record alive. He has now caught a pass in every single pro game he's played in, and this is his 33rd. First down at the 30-yard line for Arizona, moving smartly. David Howard made the stop.
Good job by Greg Landry as he looks upfield. His head you'll see slightly to the right. He knows Tremaine. You see his head snap there? Tremaine running a sideline. He gets Tyrone Justin, number 20, backed off, and then makes an inside move. Justin overrunning it before the pursuit gets to him.
No wonder they like David Howard. That showed a lot of pursuit right there and speed. This is Johnson in motion. On first down from the 30, there's Tremaine Johnson, slips to a tackle of a linebacker, and Johnson has got another first down inside the 20.
Well, right now, Greg Landry has mixed up his attack extremely well. He goes, in this instance, a play they've used a lot, the quick screen out, play action fake, Johnson a step up field, then drops back, letting the lineman get in front of him. Then Danny Rich, the linebacker, overruns it as Johnson ducks underneath him. But the point is, they started the game with a conventional screen. He's mixed it up with a couple of runs and then thrown in some passes, and now a screen to Johnson, which has got that LA Express defense kind of wondering where they're going to attack next time around.
First down from the 16, Larry Douglas is checked in. He's caught a couple of touchdown passes. He is slotted to your left. And Landry hands off, and 4 or 5 yards for Tim Spencer. Okay, I'll give you the question, and then I'll give you the answer. There are 3 ex-Ram head coaches in the Coliseum today, and they're working here as coaches. Now, you know we're going to say George Allen, that's 1. There are 2 others.
Sid Gilman.
That's 2.
I'll come up with that if you'll give me just a moment before the next play.
Try defense.
Well, we're getting ready to go here, but I'll have it after this defensive set.
Second down and 6. Arizona's looked like they're supposed to look all year. Good on defense and moved the ball very well on offense. Landry back all the time in the world and overthrows his man as he saw double coverage in the end zone. And the third coach is
Ray Malvase.
You got it. Okay, end of quiz. It is third down from the 12-yard line in this scoreless ball game. But to repeat ourselves, the Wranglers have looked very good. What they've got to do now is carry the ball in. A couple of weeks ago, we asked George Allen. He got all the statistics in the world, doing well in defense and offense. Landry's way up there. Why aren't you winning? He said, we're not hitting with men on base, using the baseball phrase. All right, they've got men on base. They're inside the 15. Let's see if they hit here. It is third down and 7 to go for the first down and 12 to go for the touchdown.
Well, Landry, that last time, there was a crowd over there. He threw that ball away into the end zone. He wasn't going to force it.
Landry looking and throwing underneath, and not enough for the first down, I do believe. Troy West made the stop. And as you can see, it's Doug Dennison, whom they always bring in on big third down plays. Now, check me, because now that they've marked the ball, this looks like he might have the first down inside the 6-yard line. Dennison, well, there was a man who used to come out of the backfield for the Dallas Cowboys years ago, the same way that Doug Dennison, who used to play for the Cowboys, does now. On every third down play, he comes in, they throw to him nearly every time, and nearly every time he comes up with the first down.
And what's amazing about that, too, Jim, is that people know the tendencies, and he does have it. He's got it by the length of a football. But people know by tendencies defensively, Ray Malvase, that they're going to go to Dennison. And you say, well, why don't they cover him then? That time, Dennison ran a circle-type pattern, came over the middle, and kept coming. Landry got good enough protection that he could wait for him to free up in there. He had an inside position on the linebacker, and then Landry drilled it in to get that crucial first.
Drive began on the 33-yard line. Now first and 5 for the touchdown. Express had 3 offensive plays, had to punt the ball away. Here's Tim Spencer. Spencer, oh my, look at this. He'll score easily. He ducked inside, took it outside, and Tim Spencer has scored his 12th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Wranglers are picking right up where they took off with Denver.
He wants to go up the middle. You'll see the center block straight out. 68, the right guard pulling in there, David Huffman, but Spencer with the good speed, everything contained, he sees it, takes it outside, and then it's just a matter of taking it on home, which he does. There it is, folks, 6 points.
And now Corral will come in to add the extra point. 12 touchdowns rushing. There's Corral, and Alan Risher, one-time starter for this ball club at quarterback, is the holder. The ball is up and the ball is good, and when we come back, the Express are going to try to do a little bit better on offense than what they did when they had to punt the ball away, only to have the Wranglers running for 67 yards. A holiday weekend in Los Angeles, California. Temperatures just dipped below the 80-degree mark. Sun has been shining all day long, and the Express will have done very well recently, and a lot of people are picking this young ball club to win it all in the Pacific Division. Have certainly been stuffed by the Wranglers thus far. Couldn't pick up a first down. So as the Wranglers got the ball, they moved 67 yards for the score. That's Dwayne Gunn on your right, Tony Bodie on your left, and Corral for the second time in this ball game is to kick off. 8:29 to go, first quarter, 7-0. It's the Wranglers who lead. Last time, remember, well, this is Bodie chasing it down, and he's liable to leave it in there, or did it went out of bounds, so they'll make him go back to the 30-yard line and kick it over from there.
It was an impressive drive by the Wranglers, driving downfield, mixing up their attack, and I'll tell you one thing, that's got to make a young team like the Express right now be talking to themselves just a little bit.
As I recall, Don, they only had 1 third down play, and that's when Dennison just did make the first down. Other than that, it was first down, second down, first down, second down, first down, second down, all the way down the field.
Well, Greg Landry said that the key, as far as they're concerned, and there's the drive, 67 yards, 9 plays, took up 5 minutes, a little over. 5-yard run by Spencer to cap it for the touchdown. But Landry said that he felt the key was to keep the offense of the Express off the field. And when you take 5 minutes plus drives that end up in points, you're doing an excellent job. However, it's still early.
Very early as Corral will tee it up. This time from the 30.
I would think they'd want to kick to Bodie because of the great speed of Gunn.
Gunn, 3-time All-American in the All-American, 3-time All-Big Tenor. And Gunn, I think, is going to get a shot at it from the 2-yard line. He's got it. Great speed, not a big man, and gets out near the 25. Has he lost the football? No, they say he was down. And we'll go back to the old business that the ground can never call a fumble. And in the opinion of the officials, led by Don Wilson, the referee, it was not a fumble. By the way, let us now check out. The umpires, Art McCullough. Stuart Ross is the head linesman. The line judge is Dave Hetma. Bill Fetty is the back judge. Bill Richardson, the side judge. And the field judge is Bill Schmitz. We're working our game tonight. Here comes Young, who tonight has been harassed. He is overthrown deliberately when he has seen outstanding field position. And we can see, is that gun down? Looks like a big 3 there. And
I think it could be. It is.
All right, 8:15 to go. They're working on Dwayne Gunn. We'll come back to the Coliseum in a moment. Steve Young checked in here. They used to average about 310 yards a game and almost 11 points since Steve Young has checked in. About 55 more yards per game and about 10 more points per game. And that's the value of Steve Young, who has first down at the 24. Dwayne Gunn is all right. Shaken up, walked off the field under his own power. 7-0 Arizona. Young's got time, and Young throws across the way and has David Hersey. And that's the first down out near the 40-yard line.
That was a fine throw by Steve Young. There was not a great deal of area to put that football in. As Steve Young drops back, you'll see that he does get pretty good protection up front. Good field of vision, but the timing on it, as Hersey made his break right in between 2 defenders there. Fine catch. Hart, the right tackle, the veteran, working against Carl Lorch, keeping him outside, shoving him well to the protection.
No, that's not a catch by Freddie Scott. And the fans here want interference charged. Carl Allen said, I had him all the way. That's a good defensive play. 2nd down and 10. 7:49 to go in this first quarter. There is Steve Young. Say what you will, John Hadel uses every superlative in the world about Steve Young, but if you talk to Jack Pardee, he'll do the same thing about Jim Kelly, who last night threw for 3 more touchdowns and has 34 all year.
Steve Young, if he was to have been criticized, people felt he did not have the velocity on the football, but he's got such a great sense of timing that he anticipates well prior to the break.
2nd down 10. That is Hersey in there in place of Bodie, and he's the man in motion. And here is Young again, and he throws right down the middle. All by himself is Darren Long, the tight end, and Long gets inside the 45-yard line. First down, and here come the Express.
As Young drops back, Darren Long takes an inside release. Young anticipating well as he comes to the inside. Big hole in the middle of that zone. 27 is Luther Bradley that gets turned around before finally getting the tackle made by Stan White, the veteran. So right now, it's tit for tat as Steve Young is attacking that secondary of the Wranglers.
They haven't gone to Townsend yet. He is wide to the right, number 26. Quick count, and I don't know if it's quick enough on the count as the whistle blows.
Awful lot of flags went up in all directions there. I think possibly the Express weren't set for a full second as Steve Young was going to go on a quick
offensive line.
That's what it was. That'll be 2nd down and 15. They'll move the ball back.
That quarterback has to put his hands underneath the center for at least 1 second. And Steve Young, using something of an old pro trick, tried to slip up there and go on the first sound out of his mouth, but did not get his hands in long enough. And the Wrangler defense, George Allen, they watched that football and they were moving.
2nd down, move the ball back to the 48 of Arizona. They lead by 7. That's Freddie Scott in motion. And here's the fake pitch back and a handoff. And there's Hersey. And Hersey picks up a lot of yardage. It'll be 3rd down and 2 from a 35-yard line.
Well, there was some question whether Hersey would play today. He dislocated his shoulder last week in that win over Michigan. They popped it back in for him, finished the game, thought it might be a little too sore, but he wants to be in this football game. He came from that H-back slot. That's one of the purpose, to get him moving that way. Got a great block from Jeff Hart, the right tackle, the old tackle trap for yardage.
Oakland leading Oklahoma. I'll tell you about that in a moment, but now let us watch Mack try to get the first down, and I don't know if he got it or not. It is 7-0 Invaders over Oklahoma. Basanas hit Gordon Banks with a 19-yard touchdown pass. That's how it has become 7-0.
The Invader team has certainly come to life in recent weeks.
Haven't they, though?
That's a tough Oklahoma defensive club.
Remember when they were 0-9? Well, they're now 4-9. It is third down and about a yard to go from the 34-yard line. Again, Townsell wide to the right. You would anticipate the running play with big Kevin Mack, the fullback, but let's see what happens. Oh, it's going to be Steve Young, and Steve Young is going to get the first down. Young averaging almost 6 yards per carry, had nowhere to go, broke it to the outside, gets down to the 29-yard line, first down the Express.
What a great individual effort on Steve Young's part, because he is going to get pounded as he steps in. Fonhorst right there, middle linebacker, 55, didn't lock the arms. Young got underneath him, almost slipped inside Carl Allen, the defensive corner, but did get the first down.
Now Townsell to the left, Freddie Scott to the right on first down from the 29. And here is Young. And Young steps out of the grass for one, jumps over a teammate, now running with the football. He goes down before turning into the 4 Wranglers and picks up 6 or 7 yards down to the 23. Got out of the hands of 2 Wranglers, jumped over one teammate who was on the ground, and picked up 7 yards.
And some fans a little unhappy, feeling that Steve Young took a late shot. But look at the quickness on his part and the awareness as he ducked underneath it. The agility jumping over the pile. Threatens to throw, then runs, steps inside, and coming from the left side, 64, coming over John Lee to hit him. Big Kit Lathrop, the defensive tackle, runs right by him, right here.
7-0 Arizona, but 2nd and 3 on the 23 for Los Angeles. First quarter. Straight ahead goes Kevin Mack, and he gets down to about the 20-yard line. Depends on, they're going to mark it at the 21, so he did not get the first down. It'll be third down and 1. Mack weighs 200, 6'1", rookie out of Clemson. He was the #1 draft choice of the Federals, but through the trade route wound up out here in Los Angeles.
Jim Farnhorst, the middle linebacker, gave him a little extracurricular shove. There's been pretty good emotion out there. Both clubs getting a little bit testy, and Kevin Mack felt that Farnhorst a little over-aggressive. Didn't like it.
Third and short. Bodie has come back in on this short yardage situation, and now swings out in motion. And that's Mack. Whoops. Mack may or may not have gotten it. They're down to the 29 at the line. Judge running in along with the headlinesman from either side. That should be it. That is it. Story about George Allen. We've been talking. We said we had another rumor for you. We had one that he was going to the New Jersey Generals, and Donald J. Trump put that to rest last Monday night on our telecast. Well, now the rumors are out that George Allen is gone after this year, and that Frank Kush, now under contract to the National Football League, will replace him. And again, as you listen to this, this is a rumor. This is not news. This is a rumor, but mark it down. That may later be debunked too, but that's what they're talking about. First and 10. And there goes Townsell. Wide receiver, makes a couple of good moves. First down near the 5-yard line. Townsell, for only the 5th time this year, and has been averaging only a yard per carry, rips off a gain from the 20 to the 5.
Exactly the same play they ran the other way with Hearsay. This time you'll see 56, Gary Zimmerman, the left tackle, got out in front of 26, Townsell. 78 out there trying to get a block in front of him. That's Gus Coupens. He just brought the play in, but they opened a big hole. They turned it over, ran the tackle trap to the right side, and are in deep.
Let's call it at the 6 instead of the 5. First and goal to go. Mack and Bodie. The backs, Bodie in motion. The fake to Mack. Oh, look it over here. He can launch it by himself, and Young scores. For the 5th time this year, Young runs it in. Everybody went one way, Young went the other, and that's a danger that the Wranglers expected. They pinch inside and leave that outside open.
Well, talking with John Lee before the game, he said they had to keep Steve Young inside. Play action fake, wants to throw out to the right. It's covered. He sees everybody has gone that way, and now he knows it's overrun. 56 there. Just coming into the picture behind it was Ed Smith, but they knew it was all over. Young averages almost 6 yards a carry. He can scoot.
Spencer and Young both have had easy chores in scoring their touchdowns. Whoops, there's a man moving and knocking one of the offensive linemen flat on his back as Zendejas is setting up to tie the ball game at 7-all.
You know, we talked about Steve Young's capability to make big plays and hurt you in so many different directions, and you expect the quarterback to throw, but there's a perfect example. He had a couple of runs during this drive, and then he takes that one in for touchdown.
Now Zendejas again will try. Okay, we've got a tie ball game. It is 7-all with 2:13 to go in the quarter.
Weak side slant fake. 27 going in there is Kevin Mack. Very typical play action that a lot of clubs will use in short yardage, but you can see there is absolutely no one in the picture, and Steve Young says, I'm taking this one to the barn.
Of such things, nightmares are made. They thought it could happen to them. They didn't want it to happen to them, but it happened, and we've got a tie score first quarter. Zendejas will kick off. And the deep man is Mark Tobert, who at one time played for the Express. Not a big man, but he can fly, averaging better than 20 yards per kick return. Whoops, he's got to pick it up first. Pick it up, Mark. Pick it up, and down he goes. Ball is loose, and let's see if it's a touchdown. No, it went out of bounds. And I'm sure now will come out, and they're going to be a big disappointment here, because they'll bring the ball all the way out.
Well, Tobert almost made a panic mistake by not trying to just feel that thing initially, despite the fact it's jumping around. You can see he doesn't quite know where it is, but he's anxious to get it instead of cooling off a little, and the Express do exactly what you should do. They dove for the football. Unfortunately, it kicked away, went back into the end zone to where, as a touchback, it comes out to the 20-yard line, but that was a tremendous break for the Wranglers.
Oh, what a break it was. Comes all the way out to the 20-yard line, and the Wranglers, tied at 7, have the ball.
Well, he can't catch it for him.
Spencer Long remain the backs, of course, but Landry's going to throw him first down again, as he did much last week. He throws it underneath, and he's coming out of bounds. Spencer run out of bounds by George Achika, a tackle who came down the line and made the pursuit, and they will mark the ball after just a yard gain at the 21-yard line. Both wide receivers are to the right. Landry hands it to Spencer going the other way. Block is in front of him, but now they close down. You can see Carson up top. He's not the one. Eddie Meat-Cleaver Weaver, 61, is a man down at the bottom. And all of a sudden the Wranglers find it tough going. And it is third down and 9.
Well, Eddie Weaver, great quickness. Had been a former nose tackle a year ago. That's him, number 61, moving out there, playing off of the tight end, 86. But a good job on his part to get contained. And then you see that pursuit, 54 coming in to help out. That's Howard Carson. Good play by the defense.
Passing down for Landry. He's got 3 wide receivers in there, and no pressure. Landry puts it out, and making the diving catch across the way is Tremaine Johnson. His third catch of the night. And that puts the ball first down at the 33.
Nothing fancy there. Tremaine, great speed. You see him moving his head around. First to the inside, then to the outside, then the hook move. Drove the corner off. That was Tyrone Justin. It's totally out of the picture. 46 coming in is Darrell Patillo. So that was a big third down to sustain this momentum.
That's a 64th catch of the year, and he's nowhere near the leader, Richard Johnson. First down. Johnson was in the 80s before last night's game. And there goes Kevin Long. Long gets across the 35-yard line. Danny Rich, number 53, the left side linebacker, made the stop at the 38-yard line. The Wranglers have it second down and 5 to go at their own 37-yard line. Eddie Willis, the man in motion. And the handoff is to Kevin Long. And Long, as a flag goes down, gets out to the 45-yard line. Tyrone Justin knocked him down.
Right there, 33, Long carrying the ball. In the left corner of the screen, you can see him being held right there. Weaver, 61, as the arm lock is on him. I saw him go all the way as the little takedown takes effect.
All right, they've taken out one of the offensive linemen here, and they're going to go with a bundle of defensive backs, realizing it is second down and 15 to go. And this is what they expect. Landry to throw. Landry's got time. Landry's the man coming underneath. That's Tremaine Johnson, his 4th catch of the night. And Tremaine Johnson's up to about the 40 see. 12 yards on the play. And it'll be 3rd down and 3 to go.
First quarter stats, Arizona.
And he's going to throw for it. Flag is down again. The ball is knocked up in the air. The dive made for it. No good. That is Lee Williams, who only plays on rushing, passing downs, who has 8 sacks. He almost had a deflected pass and an interception.
Well, Jim, you know, we talked in the open about a young club being extremely aggressive and making things happen. They keep flying around. And with second effort, first of all, you see him go high in the air to pop it up, but then he goes after it. Look at him dive for that football. That's what wins football games, that kind of effort.
A legal motion is going to be refused. Bounces up, has the ball at the 9-yard line, and does what comes naturally, and that is go straight ahead. Gets the ball up to the 17-yard line. Not the greatest field position for Steve Young, but here comes Steve Young again. It is 7-all early in the second quarter. We got 13:51 to go in the first half. The ball is at the 17 of Los Angeles. First down, and we've got a tie game at 7. Is available. That is Hersey in motion. And Young looking downfield. And the first attempt for Townsell downfield. No flag thrown. Defender back there, Carl out.
That ball thrown almost perfect. Look at that ball. Just to the outside, but really a little bit of contact by Carl Allen, 32, kind of distracted Townsell's concentration.
Second down 10. Freddie Scott comes to the right, and that is Townsell going to the left. People downfield, and now tries to get it downfield and overthrows Darren Long, his tight end.
Oh, that was almost a magnificent play by Steve Young. Something that the Wranglers will do a lot with the defensive line. They will run stunts in there with those 4 down linemen. They'll twist and turn, ends inside, tackles outside. You'll see just the tail end there as the pressure gets to him. He reads it, but what happened is the defensive right side did not contain him. He waves long downfield and then lets it fly. Unfortunately for him, just a tad overthrown.
Malcolm Moore checks in, and Long, the tight end, goes out. 3 wide receivers. Shotgun on 3rd down 10. Whoops, he just does get the ball. It's gets the ball away to Kevin Mack. Mack is finally brought down. And there's another penalty marker. John Lee brought him down. Let's see what the penalty is.
A little bit of agility on Young's part to be able to pick up that football, feel that he was looking at the receiver in the rush.
Oh, holding, defensive holding.
Threw that flag downfield, so it appears as though it would have been against the Wranglers.
You know, Mike Ruther, the rookie out of Texas, had trouble with the shotgun all year long, and that he centered the ball high too many times.
Holding, number 32 on the defense. That's an automatic first down.
Bodie in motion, and that is Mack with the football, and Mack's got 5 yards. Mack's got 10 yards. Mack picks up 11 yards in the first down. 7-all to score. 13 minutes to go in the half.
And the guy that really made it work was Tony Bodie, the H-back. Tony Bodie, number 24. You might catch him just coming across there in motion. In the left corner of your screen, you'll see him get that block right there. Just enough to screen Stan White, number 52, and spring Mack for a nice gain.
You know, a halfback, if you abbreviate, is HB, H-back. But here they call it an H-back. Sometimes it's a tight end. Sometimes it's a back like Bodie. And 90% of the time, they are in motion. Like Hersey right now is technically the H-back. There's Young stepping up. Still behind the line of scrimmage. Has his man. Fine play across the way by JoJo Townsell. Hauling it out of bounds with the first down. Now that's a good wide receiver play. Get both feet in and just tipped out of bounds with the ball.
Well, you know, defense has always been the strength of a George Allen football team. And we say that it's difficult to make consistent drives against them unless you can make big plays because they get you so locked in. On the other hand, you get a young guy like Steve Young that can run with that football as well as throw from his normal conventional pocket, but also throw on the run, which he did there. A little improvisation, gets him running around defensively, and turns it into a nice game.
Ball is on the 43-yard line of Los Angeles in this tie game. First down. Mack. Mack sees a hole and takes advantage of it, and Mack picks up 5 or 6 yards out near the 45-yard line with Jim Fonhorst, the middle linebacker, in hot pursuit. Number 55.
Well, Kevin Mack has sat on the bench waiting for an opportunity to get to play, and after coming off that game a week ago where he played well against Michigan, he doesn't want to relinquish that job. He knows that Gray is wounded. He knows that Kevin Nelson's nicked, and he has an opportunity to kind of solidify his spot, and he's going full tilt out there. Looks very impressive.
Remember, Denver won last night. Whoever loses tonight will be 2 games behind Denver in the race for the playoffs, which are just about a month away now. Second down 5. Young, quick turn. Oh, my, what a catch by Townsell. Took a hit from Allen as he got it. Saw the ball was going to the wrong side of him. Took a dive, caught it about 3 feet off the ground. Took the hit from Allen. First down at the 43-yard line of Arizona.
Little hitch pass. You'll see the offensive line as Steve Young will release in a hurry. And that's another thing, the quick release on his part. Sort of aggressive blocking. There's little penetration. Let it go before Townsell ever saw that the ball was going to be on its way, but Carl Allen was closing on him in a hurry. Good concentration by JoJo.
7-all to score, and the Express in a drive. First down at the 43 of Arizona. Good control drive tonight. Mack is going to try to pick up. That may be one of the shortest gains of the night. There was one running play for a loss, but Mack this time picks up a yard, maybe 2. Call it 2nd and 8, just outside the 40-yard line. Townsell wide to the left. They're not thrown successfully to Freddie Scott tonight. He's to the right. And here's Young. And Young again steps outside. They get all caught inside, and he can run the ball again. Now throws, and it's going to be intercepted down there by Carl Allen.
Started to run, saw somebody closing on him. That's 52 Stan White. Tried to lay it over the top. Had he done so, you see that it isn't much of a tight spiral, but it's short to JoJo. Consequently, a turnover for the Wranglers.
10:38 to go. Have allowed 11 touchdown passes and only had 1 interception. But conversely, in their 6 wins, that's an entirely different story, as you would think it would be. On offense, 13 successful touchdown passes, only 5 interceptions. On defense, they only allowed 3 touchdown passes and intercepted 8. And as it says, as you get the turnovers or don't commit the turnovers, so you win or lose most games. This is Kevin Long, and Long breaks a couple of tackles and is finally thrown back. As though Usry had the first shot at him, did not get him, and Usry peeled back to help out along with Danny Rich, the linebacker. Again, Spencer way wide to the right, and usually out there he starts in motion, and here he comes. There's Landry, as Spencer comes underneath, overthrows him, but it's right to Tremaine Johnson, 5th catch of the night. First down near the 40-yard line, with Danny Rich making the stop. They brought Spencer underneath from right to left and sent Johnson on top from left to right.
Good pressure right there on Landry, and a good job of standing in. But right there, Johnson on a square-in move gets wide open down the center. There's Meat Cleaver, Eddie Meat Cleaver Williams, working right there, number 73, Lee Williams, I should say, not Meat Cleaver. Little shot to Greg Landry in the late stages.
First down from a 39-yard line, tie ball game, second quarter. Arizona intercepted. Los Angeles now on its way back. They hope there's Tremaine again, and Tremaine is having a great day already. He had 6 passes, Johnson, last week against Denver, and today, Tremaine Johnson is doing an outstanding job. Tyrone Justin makes the stop here. Landry, oh, he loves to throw, and he's got a man open down there, but he overthrows him. Dwight Green is back there. Lenny Willis was the intended receiver. It's second down in midfield.
Well, they did change the defense that time. They went to double coverage.
Second down 10. Landry, not much there.
Early Express playing tendencies. Ray Malvasi has it pretty well drilled at this stage to anticipate what's coming. A week ago, Landry, who does like to throw on first down, threw 14 out of 27 times on first down. He's doing again here tonight.
Third down and 8 from the 48. There's Landry. Oh, Johnson came back, and just Landry couldn't get the ball to him. Justin was right on him, Tyrone. But Johnson had come back. California, and a long count by. Oh, he dropped the football, but does get it away. And may turn out fair, not good. Good alert work downfield by the center, Dave Oaten, the 180-pound center who snaps. He got down there to down the ball.
Frank Corral just mishandles that football. There it is. Perfect snap right at the numbers. Now as he goes to turn it over, get the strings up. You know those kickers, they got a little thing about getting the strings up and away, and managed to luck out.
Tied at 7-all. First down, 23. The Express have the ball. First down, ball on their 23. That is Kevin Mack, who picks up 6 yards out to the 29-yard line. Second down and 4 from there. Second down. They've lost the football, and Mack covers it very quickly. And right there with him was Stan White. That's a loss on the play, and that'll be third down and 9 to go from the 25-yard line.
As he comes out of there in the pivot, you see him coming out, reaching behind him. Mack coming off, maybe either a little bit quick, but still trouble with the exchange between them. That's something that you never want to have happen between a quarterback and a back.
Third and 9, we're tied at 7. That's Hersey, the man in motion. Out of the shotgun. Oh my, they tried a little quick pass there to Kevin Mack. Kind of the underhanded flip, and the ball was dropped. It's fourth down.
I'll tell you, that is a dangerous play. Been backed up into your own area like that if it works. And that's the problem of it, the timing to get that underneath move with the back behind it. As Young going to his right. We've seen him do that the last time they played, but extremely dangerous play. Almost hurt him.
Now it'll be Eddie Brown and Mark Tolbert who are deep, and Jeff Partridge to kick the ball away. Partridge gets a high kick away and a good kick away. That ball will bounce at 24, may make it into the end zone, may not. If they get there, they're on the way and goes into the end zone and will come up to the 20-yard line. Almost a superior play. Partridge averaged better than 50 yards a kick last week against Michigan, and that's a 55-yarder. Really throwing on nearly every first down, if not all. Ball is up for grabs. A good tip made by David Howard, the linebacker on that side.
David Howard plays that weak side, got tremendous quickness and speed on his part. He can really move as Landry dropping back. You mentioned throwing on first down, good protection, but almost a mistake with good move right there on his part. He made a diving interception goal line against Michigan to save a drive in a crucial situation a week ago.
And Johnson was looking for catch number 7, didn't get it. Now that is Spencer, and Spencer does not get enough for the first down. It'll be third down, about 3 is on the draw. Spencer gets out to the 26-yard line. Louis Forte, Howard Carson made the stop there.
Had missed some games. Number 58, he starts to drop back with the draw set. Looks like pass, comes moving up in there, but Long coming in cuts him down low. He missed those games with an Achilles heel or Achilles tendon injury, and he doesn't want to let Long get down around those legs very much, but he got him then.
A rookie at Cal State Long Beach. Third down and 3 to go. And he's going to throw for it. Try to. Gets the ball. He's got Long out of the backfield. Long's got the first down. Long is in the territory of Los Angeles at the 46. Third and 3, and they go to Long coming out of the backfield. And he gets all the way down to the 46-yard line before Dwight Green hauls him down. A pickup of 27 yards.
Excellent read by Greg Landry. Good protection. He'll get some pressure from the right side as the stun is coming on, but he spots Long down the middle. Long with 34 catches coming into this game. He's no stranger to that football, and he runs hard, breaks a tackle right there, and then trudges ahead for a few more.
7-all to score, and the Wranglers, this drive began on their 20. They're now at the 46 in Los Angeles. Henry, and that again is batted down. Looks like Eddie Meat Fever Weaver, number 61. That's the second time. Lee Williams batted one down earlier and almost made the interception.
You know, both these coaches, defensively speaking, you'll see the twist coming around here. 71 going one way, fighting, trying to get off him. That's Dewey Forte. But Weaver coming from the left side gets, or the right side, I should say, coming high in the air to knock the ball down. good pressure, but both coaches like a lot of stunts up there. They feel that regardless of the offensive lines, of the veteran offensive line of the Wranglers, they're going to give them problems when they use a lot of stunts.
Troy West has come into the ball game along with Daryl Patillo as they load up on defensive backs now on second down and long. And Landry puts it up top and Russ overthrows his tight end, Paul Ricker. Ricker has 32 catches coming in tonight. That's the first time they've thrown to him tonight. It's third down and 10. Troy West, one of the nickel backs, in this case, one of the backs that makes it a dime defense, 6 defensive backs, has 4 interceptions. A lot of ball here, a rookie out of Southern California.
And had Paul Ricker caught that football, he had a lot of running room. Again, a good job by Landry when they say find the open receiver. He's done it a number of times here in this first half, and Ricker was wide open.
Douglas comes to the left and Tremaine Johnson to the right. Third down. Got 10 to go, and guess who's over there? Tremaine Johnson, catch number 7. He's got a first down at the 31-yard line. Johnson is just having a tremendous night. And when he catches more than a couple of passes, he really, well, the Wranglers just go on and win most of those games.
Well, you'll see the secondary drop back here. They're really a good job again by Landry. They're playing man for man. You see the top side of it up there. That's Wayman Henderson, number 22, that's falling down. He's trying to get some inside help from Troy West, but he's got them so scared with that hook move that they're 10 yards off, way too far off.
He's over 100 yards, Don. 7 catches for 102 yards for Maine Johnson. There goes Spencer. Spencer gets down inside the 30. Down 5. There's Spencer. Spencer looking for the first down. Spencer very close to the first down, and they have the first down at the 22-yard line. Gang tackled over there, led by Carson and Rich, the linebackers. First down from the 19. Landry back. Landry throwing across the middle, and it is caught, but just at the 15-yard line by Lenny Willis, his first catch of the night. Aaron Mitchell puts him down, and it is second down and 6 from the 15.
Tremaine Johnson ran a quick post move on Tyrone Justin on the right corner, and had Landry chosen to go in that direction, he would have had 6 points because Justin playing far too loose over there on that side. I'm sure Landry noticed it. He's coming back that way. If he gets man for man, he may attack it.
7-all. Landry straight ahead. Kevin Long a couple of yards, right down to about the 12-yard line with Fletcher Jenkins hanging on. Number 90. Clock continuing to run.
Landry taking a timeout. John Hadel says that Jenkins the most consistent defensive lineman out there, particularly against the run.
All right, 1:16 to go, and Landry has taken a timeout, so why not? We'll do it too.
What a chess game going on, because as they went to the huddle, the whistle was blown. Allen sent in a bunch of other people. The Express quickly changed their personnel on defense to attack the 3 wide receivers.
Third down, Landry puts it out all by himself. It's Tremaine Johnson, and Johnson looks as though he's got the first down. If he does that, it'll stop the clock while they move the sticks only. But there's yet another catch for Tremaine Johnson. What a tremendous night he's having. 8 catches for 104 yards.
Tremaine running a little flat move right out of the slot area. He had a great week a week ago as he caught 6 passes, his best game of the year. But right here, this is a big play for him because he got the first down out of it. First and goal to go, and George Allen with the play calling by Roman Gabriel, a little trickery, successful.
6 passes against Denver, 8 tonight for better than 100 yards for Tremaine Johnson. Ball at the 9-yard line. First is goal to go, as Don said. 1:03 left on the clock. Lots of time. Spencer goes wide to the right. Inside him is Willis. Over on the left side, with Justin still playing far off, is Tremaine Johnson. There's Landry looking in the direction of Johnson, firing over there, but that's Ricker that he aimed at. And Paul Ricker, the tight end tonight, for the second time. The ball was thrown just slightly out of his reach. Got a hand on it. That stops the clock. Second down, 44 seconds left in the half.
Well, the quickness of Tremaine Johnson driving Justin off. Ricker going into the flat. Just a little bit out of reach as you see his hands outstretched. Looked like a catchable ball. Didn't get that right hand out there to cup the backside or the front end of the football. Could have been caught.
Spoken like a true quarterback.
Definitely. They're all in there. Touch him, you can catch him.
Second down. 7-all to score. Landry's going to be sacked. First sack of the night. Pulled down. That looks like Fletcher Jenkins. And don't think it. Landry is not upset. First sack of the night on either team.
Plenty of time, though. 40 seconds and a couple of timeouts available to the Wranglers. Coming from the right side, you'll see Landry as he's dropping back. He sets up in good fashion. Everybody covered. Good coverage out there. But coming around, look at that effort on Fletcher Jenkins as he beats the right tackle, John Stadnick. Or I should say Frank Giddens, who would replace Stadnick. Stadnick not playing particularly well, according to some of the coaches, as consistent as they'd like. So Giddens gets a turn to get beat by Fletcher Jenkins, the old University of Washington Husky.
Landry goes to the sideline to see what it is he should call on this, the 15th play of this drive. Now, if you want to know, as we take a look at the clock, with 29 seconds to go, and the ball on the 17-yard line, what might have been, remember the great kick of Partridge that just did get into the end zone. They touched it, but just a second too late. That could have been a drive that started on the 1-foot line, but instead they got it at the 20, and with that breathing room, Landry has moved them smartly down there. That's the first big mistake of the night, when Giddens was simply beaten by Fletcher Jenkins, who blew right by him.
Well, when you speak defensively, you hear coaches talk about it. We want them to earn it. We want them to have to make long drives. Both clubs tonight have not had what you'd call good field position. They've started back around their 20, their 17. They've had to make long drives, and you're going to get some kind of a mistake in there, a fumble or an interception. And here, the first big mistake as far as this sack is concerned.
Let me go back to what George Allen told us, and I said it back in the first quarter, Don, and that is, hey, George, why are you 6-7? Or he was losing then, too, but not the same record. He said, we're not getting hits with men on base. When Arizona wins, they win by a margin of about 28 points. In their 7 losses, they've lost by an average margin of only 6 points. So they win big or they lose small. Let's see if they can get on the board here in the 7-all ball game with 29 seconds to go in the half. It is 3rd down and goal to go. Landry on 3rd, puts it for the end zone, and what a play made by Darryl Patillo. Out of Cal State Long Beach, the rookie knocked the ball down.
It was an excellent play on his part, although he felt he should have intercepted it. The Wranglers came with 4 wide receivers that time. The Express countered with 6 defensive backs. A little post move into the void area, but you'll see Darryl Patillo come across right there, just in the nick of time to slap the ball away. Good job on his part.
And now, from the 24-yard line, a 34-yard field goal attempt by Corral is good. With 20 seconds to go, Arizona nudges out in front for the second time on a 34-yard field goal by Corral. Well, now from the 33-yard line, first down, Hersey in motion. Not much time, and they're going to run the football, giving it to Kevin Mack, and if they wish, that can be the last play of this first half. And I would assume that they've kind of agreed among themselves that that's going to be the last play. Their teammates are running in to see about Doak Field, and Zendejas kicks off. And that is not taken by Zendejas, but rather by Clark, and Clark, who's got good speed, gets out across the 30-yard line to about the 31-yard line. So Landry, Spencer, and Long. 3 wide receivers, 1 lone setback. Times has he thrown on first down? Jermaine Johnson has made his 9th catch. Give him a pickup of about 5, 2nd and 5 at the 35 with Wyman Henderson right on him.
Well, I was about to say, Jim, while we were going through all of that division and tiebreakers and such, that the big story here in the second half, one of the big ones, is going to be the defense of the Express making an adjustment for Tyrone Justin out there, because they come right out of the chute attacking him with Jermaine Johnson. If they don't shore it up over there, he's going to tear him apart.
They got a one-on-one again, although David Howard is cheating toward Jermaine Johnson, but he'll blow right by him. Instead, they're going to give the ball to Kevin Long, and he's got the first down across the 40. Tripped up as he went by Danny Ridge. Johnson down at the, well, out of your screen, but on the left side, the lower part of the field as you look at it.
Landry automatically.
Going back, he's looking for Jermaine Johnson. There he is. There's another catch, and that's number 10 for the night. And he's got a first down at the 49-yard line. No way Tyrone Justin can get up to Jermaine Johnson, who also has tremendous speed. Fake to Spencer. And that is Meat Cleaver Weaver as the ball is underthrown to Tim Spencer, and on him was Howard Carson.
Jermaine Johnson was wide open. There's Taylor, 75, offensive left tackle on 61 Weaver. Weaver with an outside move initially, comes back to the inside. Taylor trying to adjust to him, goes with a cross body, but Eddie Meat Cleaver just dusts him aside, jumps in his face. Landry dropping back. He sees Weaver bearing down on him, forced out of there. When he cocked initially, that's when Johnson was wide open. He'd gone right by Justin. Justin went for a fake and totally blew it.
But in 5 defensive backs on 2nd down 10, taking out Danny Rich, the linebacker, is Landry, and he could not get the ball to Willis. Willis has been making those diving catches. Willis in motion. 10-7, Arizona. They're looking for first down, and that ball almost Dwight Green turned around in time to make the catch. Corral standing on his own 36. Used up better than 2 minutes in this drive, and they've come up with the punting situation. Line drive punt, and inside the 10 gun's going to let that go, and it's going to go out of bounds. Good punt for Frank Corral. Nobody in motion, second man through, and Kevin Mack is that second man and maybe picked up a yard, and that is all out to the 5-yard line.
Very seldom do they go to that 2-man backfield. They like that single back look with that H-back, either Piercy or Bodie being in the slot and motioning one way or the other in most cases, but they're utilizing almost a goal line offense or short yardage offense to try and bring it out of there and get a little bit of operating room.
Wayne Gunn, number 83, replaces Freddie Scott and brings in a play. Townsell to the right, Gunn goes to the left. Mack and Bodie the setbacks. That is Mack, and Mack's not going to go anywhere, is he? You can see Farnhorst, and you can see Kit Lathrop, the good right defensive tackle, the USFL Defensive Lineman of the Year last year. It is 3rd and long, and somewhere on the sidelines, Jeff Partridge is saying, please give me another 75-yard punt like I had back in the first half.
Either that or get a little bit of room out there so that I can get a normal drop, a 13 or 15-yard setup to punt that football, because if they don't pick up any yardage here, he'll be almost to the back of the end zone in order to kick this one.
3rd down and 8. Malcolm Moore checks in, is slotted to the right.
New shotgun action.
Steve Young, his own end zone, runs out of his end zone. Steve Young does not get the first down. Young is put down by Ed Smith, number 56, and it will be 4th down and a yard or so to go. And now they do have some running room, or rather some punting room for Jeff Partridge. And Eddie Brown, one of the top kick returners, well, he was an NFL All-Star as a kick returner, goes back to get the kick of Jeff Partridge.
Eddie Brown is deep.
Now it's a question. They have a 10-man front up there, whether they're going to go for the rush to try and block one or get the jam and get a good, decent return.
They're going to go for the jam. Partridge line drives this, and Brown's going to have an opportunity, taking it to the 48-yard line, cuts it back upfield and gets a couple of yards, and the flag goes down. Flag goes down at the 42-yard line as Danny Rich puts down Eddie Brown.
Well, that was definitely a return ball for Brown. That low liner that you described, normally speaking, you get one of those kind, it comes back at you in a hurry. And this will be the best field position for either club here this evening.
Well, the charge is against Arizona, the most penalized team in the league. It's going to be holding. It was a 35-yard punt, only a 5-yard return, but tack some yardage on that because of holding, and that's going to take them back into their own territory. Still at the 45-yard line, the best field position. Well, illegal block.
Number 24 on the receiving team, first down.
The man who did it was Randy Johnson out of Texas Arlington, a running back. 10.5 minutes to go. We're in the 3rd quarter. It is 10-7, Arizona. Here come the Wranglers up to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers to the right and Spencer to the left, and now there's some confusion on the field, and they go back into the huddle. Don Wilson is our referee, and apparently he's going to call timeout. So let us take timeout. Is that right? No, Don.
Well, the official's having trouble working it out.
He's got a smile on his face. If he can smile, we can smile too. First down at the 45.
Well, he was going to go for a commercial break there for a moment, but then chose to go the other way with it.
Willis slotted to the right. Tremaine Johnson with 10 catches already wide to the right. Landry looking to the right. Guess who's got the ball? 11th catch of the night. Tremaine Johnson, first down, picks up 10 more yards. He's to the 45-yard line of the Express. This time he's working on Wyman Henderson, and that's 11 catches for 130 yards for Tremaine Johnson. We're going to have to start looking up in the record book somewhere the all-time high for Tremaine Johnson and the Wranglers. I would imagine that Richard Johnson has done better than that for Houston, but we'll have to check the record books to see what's the most catches in a ball game in the USFL. If you missed it, we understand some of you were away. There was yet another pass thrown to Tremaine Johnson, his 11th. And he now has 130 yards, and he's picked up a first down.
Went with a little hitch pattern out on the right side on Wyman Henderson. Just took it about 4 or 5 yards upfield, stopped up short, and then Landry hummed it out there.
And now they're showing double coverage for Tremaine Johnson over here on the right now. Justin is shading it about 6 or 7 yards away instead of 9 or 10. But they're going to run the ball with Spencer running the ball, and that's almost a forgotten deal here tonight for the Wranglers. You have two good running backs in Spencer and Long. They've seldom run the ball in relation to their passes. Get the ball down to about the 37-yard line before David Howard makes the stop.
Well, last year both of them gained 1,000 yards. This time just right up the middle. You'll see nothing fancy with it. A zone block, Long 33, trying to find somebody to hit. Doesn't do much there. But Spencer with a big hole just blows up in there.
Second down and a couple to go at the 37. There's Spencer again. Spencer's got the first down. You can see Danny Rich holding on, and you can see Eddie Meat Cleaver Weaver. By the way, at the end of the first half, we witnessed Doak Field being carried off the field on a stretcher. Well, the preliminary report is he has a possible fractured foot, and they're taking him to the hospital for x-rays. Ball is at the 32-yard line. First down, Arizona driving. They've got the lead 10-7, 8:54 to go, third quarter. The Coliseum in Los Angeles on Monday night, Soldier Field, Chicago, with the blitz and the generals. Tremaine Johnson wide to the left. Way off him again. There's Landry. Boy, they set up the screen well there. Kevin Long's got the football, and Long is very close to another first down. Tyrone Justin, number 20, made the stop.
Tyrone Justin makes the stop.
Let him flood in, and he picks up 9 yards on the play, the screen play. Takes the ball to the 24. Second down, and a little bit better than a yard.
Landry has not gone deep much, as you see him crossing action there, the two backs crossing. And part of the reason as he dumps it out is that he knows they're man for man. The linebacker has to handle him, and then they get some folks out in front of him before Justin comes back to make the play. But still effective play.
Willis to the right, Johnson to the left.
2:31. 2:31.
This is Kevin Long. Oh, he's got the first down. Simply dragged away from the tackle of Howard Carson and fell to the 19-yard line, where it's first down for Arizona. George Allen says this is a must game, and indeed it is. They do not have a good road ahead at all. They got to go to Birmingham next Sunday, and Joe Cribbs is back with that tough Birmingham team. Tough road for George Allen.
Left side of the offensive line, Rob Taylor, 75, 61, Tom Thayer firing out right there. They drive as 78, or 79, Charles Ussery is driven to the inside, open it up just enough.
5 defensive backs. Patillo checks in, and linebacker Danny Rich is out. They give the ball to Kevin Long, and Long drives down to the 15-yard line. Maybe George Allen we realize they went away from that ground game in the first half, passing many more times than running, and he has got 2 outstanding backs in Tim Spencer and Kevin Long.
And that's normally George's style of play. He likes to kind of control that football, run it on the ground, use that clock. But with Greg Landry, the veteran quarterback, he lets him call his own plays, and obviously Greg sees things in that secondary when they're man for man, and Tremaine Johnson's having a field day. He's been going to the air a big share of the time.
Second down, a long 5 to go. Both Willis and Johnson to the right. The ball at the 14.
Second and 6.
Arizona up by 3. Now coming this way is Spencer. Spencer's got not much room there. Dwight Drain, the strong safety out of Oklahoma, a rookie, made a good play on him, and it'll be 3rd down and 3 to go.
Well played defensively. Good pursuit to that side. Well, Spencer coming at you to the right side of the screen, 33 long, leading in front of it. You'll see him try and get a block. 61 Tom Thayer, the guard, pulling out in front of it. You don't even see any defensive people at this stage, but they'll come into the screen right there, right into your living room from the right side. The block tackle by Drain, the strong safety.
Well, you got to be tough to play that strong safety position. You're always forcing the run, and sometimes they're mighty big backs that you're forcing against. Landry hands the ball off, and nobody was there to take Kevin Long, and he's got the 1st down. Aaron Mitchell tripped him up, but not until he got to the 8-yard line, and that should be enough for the 1st down.
Hard running by Long off that left side, going back to their bread and butter. Short side slant to the side with Taylor and Thayer.
To show you the kind of year they're having, if Long and Spencer each average 54 yards in the remaining games, including this one, each will pass the 1,000-yard mark. It looks as though Long is a little shaken up and Spencer is on him. Remember, the temperature reads 79. Now that the sun has disappeared, it's a little bit better to play, but it looks as though Long is having a little trouble out there. George Allen has already lost Doak Field. Time has been called because of the injury to Long, with 4:58 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Hard running by Long. Broke a couple tackles, but took a little pounding.
Long kneeling down, taking a breather, and we'll come back to the Coliseum in a moment. And there's Boatner, who just came in, getting inside the 5-yard line. Usry, 79, would meet Cleaver Weaver, 61. We told you that Tremaine Johnson's having a great night. They haven't thrown to him lately, but the most catches in a game in the USFL has been by Richard Johnson of Houston, 15. So Tremaine has got 4 to go to tie, but we've got better than a quarter to go, and who knows if it gets that close in this game. 2nd down and goal to go. The ball inside the 4. Arizona by 3, looking to go up by 10.
They're taking at their strength, the defensive line, which has played well, but they're getting threatened now.
There's Spencer, scored 1 touchdown, and has he scored another? Yes, he has. Spencer scores his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Little changeup and off the right side over David Huffman and John Stadnick or Frank Giddens at the right tackle. Normally they prefer the left side, but good job. Just a lead play up front. You see the fullback lead ahead of it as Tim Spencer comes in. Boatner helping the offensive guard, David Huffman. And they move that defensive line back. A very good surge by the offensive line.
13 touchdowns on the year scored by Tim Spencer. 13. Corral coming in, trying to make it 17-7, and he does so. 3:56 to go, 3rd quarter from the Coliseum in Los Angeles. The Express crowd upset. Their team is down by 10. Corral to kick off for the first time in this ball game. A team had good field position. They had the ball at the 45 of Los Angeles, but a 10-yard illegal block penalty put them back on their own 45, but they went the 55 yards with Tim Spencer going over from inside the 3. And it is 17-7. And now Steve Young and company, the last time they had the ball, terrible field position at their own 4. Hope for something better than that with Gunn and Bodie deep. And this will be Dwayne Gunn with all that speed from the 1-yard line. Bursts up the middle and gets across the 30-yard line. And now Steve Young from the 33 will have a lot better field position. As Young and Scott and Hersey come on after a 31-yard return. 55-yard drive. Spencer going over from 3 yards, 10 plays, and look at the time of possession. They seem to move that ball down better than 6.5 minutes.
And that's what Greg Landry said, that he wanted to keep the ball away from this explosive Express football team, and very effective here in the 3rd quarter.
17-7 means nothing to Steve Young. Not a thing. Young going on 1st down. In the the middle, gets away from one blocker, throws the ball, and coming back for it. Good job of coming back was Darren Long, but he didn't hold on to the ball.
Steve Young once again showing his foot quickness as Gary Zimmerman, the offensive left tackle, was beaten by John Lee. Zimmerman, number 56, he'll be at the top of the screen. 64 is Lee. You'll see him lose him there. He gets outside position. He's about got an arm lock on him, but he does get around him. Now watch Young step back inside. Lee still keeps coming. Right side of your screen, you can't. That's Young's arm as he managed to scramble out of it.
Second down 10 from a 33. Young again, a little bit more time. Throws the ball out, has a man there, and the catch is made by number 24, Tony Bodie, with Eddie Brown holding on. And it's a first down at the 35. And the crowd that was booing now cheer the Express.
And Steve Young does the right thing. That's what a veteran quarterback will do from the right side. Carl Lorch will get a little piece of him just as he's about to throw. But look at him step away as 64 Lee comes up the middle, spots Bodie, the H-back, lays it in. Big play down the middle, 25 chasing him. Right there, Eddie Brown, but that's the big play. However, Young turned to the defensive end, Carl Lorch. He says, nice play, you almost got me. Keep it up, you're doing a good job. That'll kind of make friends with those other people.
Oh, yeah. 33-yard pickup to the 35-yard line. Young pumps once, puts it out here for Freddie Scott. Scott almost makes the catch. It almost looked as though Freddie was slowing up a little bit there instead of being on the dead run, and could not make the catch. Double team, but a fine throw by Young, and Freddie Scott just could not make it.
Well, Freddie Scott short-armed that football. Steve Young made a great fake like he was going to go to the left side. Looked to the left, went through a full-arm pump fake, came all the way back to Scott. Scott had lulled him on the corner, got behind him, and then he ran with his arms outstretched. If he'd have taken a couple of strides in a normal running motion, he'd have been right underneath that football for 6 points.
Should have been 6, but is not. Second down 10, and Scott's an outstanding receiver.
The speed guy for the long run.
That's Bodie in motion, and here comes Kevin Mack. Hadn't had a big run tonight, looking for one here, and he'll settle for that. Wish he had more, but got 7 or 8 yards, and it is third down and short. Young tonight is 6 of 14 for 90 yards. So he's not been throwing the ball a great deal.
Scott coming downfield. That's him, number 87. Right there, the block on Minifield. You see that he doesn't throw and try and cut him. That's a mistake a lot of receivers will make because that defensive back will jump back up. Scott, the veteran, he just keeps entertaining him, staying after him, and then spinning off.
Third down, and let's call it 3. Ball at the 29. Young is going to bootleg, throws it out. Oh, look, all by himself is Townsell. Steps by one man and is finally knocked out of bounds. First down, fine play by Young, and he got the ball to Townsell.
Little bootleg action, and one thing George Allen usually gets contained. You'll see Young go out to the left. The top of the screen. Everybody went for the play fake. Nice throw on the move. Not the nicest spiral, but effective as he gets it to Townsell. But more important, they're at the 8-yard line.
Bruce Laird put him out of bounds. First and goal to go, a 20-yard pickup. And again, Young has burned the Wranglers on what they were afraid of, getting outside. One time he ran it in for a score. This time he delivers the ball to Townsell. 17-7 Arizona, but here come the Express. Up. They may be saying or trying to say that Zimmerman moved the left tackle.
John Lee jumped across as though Zimmerman might have moved. Now the Express are clapping their hands like General John made a wrong move of that way.
On the defense, half the distance to the goal line.
Well, when you've been around 8 years in pro football, you know quickly to point to the other man
Oh, certainly.
when you jump offside.
Absolutely, but the official was watching. Little change up there as Bodie went from left to right from that H-back position. They had a trip set to the right side. Zimmerman 56, the top of your left side of your screen. You'll see him sitting there across the line of scrimmage. Boom, a move over there, and that's the call. But they came with a trip set. It gives them a look at him. It gives them really a free play to see how the Wranglers will cover 3 wide receivers to one side.
First and goal to go as Express try to pull within 3. That is Hersey in motion. Here's Young looking, throwing in the end zone, and overthrows his man, Darren Long, and I think that was deliberate. He saw he was covered, had to get rid of the football, and overthrew it. And it is second down. And Long took a shot. He is kind of shaking off, either a hit to his right side or right thigh.
Well, you're thinking the 4-yard line, almost 4.5, and as you well know, that George Allen's defenses can really stiffen up down in that territory. That's a good call to go for the end zone with it. Put it in the air.
Terry Crouch, former Baltimore Colt and Oklahoma star, comes in at left guard. Wayne Jones comes out. Crouch came in with a play on second down from the 4. And this is Mack trying to get out. Oh, he's doomed. Doomed. And you can see Kit Lathrop was the first man to get to him. And then Bruce Laird came up to put him down. But Lathrop made the good play. He can fly down that line of scrimmage. Kit Lathrop.
Well, Kit Lathrop is probably as quick a defensive lineman. A ground level look. The left guard pulling right there. Crouch that just came in. He falls down. But look at Lathrop. You try and run away from him. Number 70 is Kit Lathrop. The minute that guard pulled, Crouch in this instance, Lathrop was on him like a hawk.
Okay, quarterback, former coach. Does he roll out and throw? On third and goal to go from back at the 9.
I believe I'd get him outside. You see everybody pretty much to the inside. I'd try and get Steve Young out of there.
Oh, he's going to give it on a draw to Mack, and he's going to score. How about that?
Oh, baby. What a bit of trickery.
9 yards. Everybody thinking outside in the booth at least, and maybe the Wranglers were too. As Mack goes right up the middle for 9 yards and a score.
Watch the draw action. The reverse draw. Look at it right there. From the shotgun, 27. Mack off the left side. No contain, 71. Carl Lorch, total mismatch. So long, folks. Take it home. Once again, Young on the handoff. You see everybody on the pass rush coming so hard. All it is a waltz.
And now John Lee is in the backfield before Ruther had a chance to snap the ball.
Oh, was that a great call. John Haidt, a little trickery on his part.
Encroachment on the defense will be assessed on the kickoff.
All right, now Kevin Mack has scored his first professional touchdown. And what a way to do it. That is Zendejas to try to make it 17-14 with 15 minutes and 39 seconds left in the game. And he's about to jump again. There's the kick by Zendejas. It is perfect. He has been picture perfect all year long. He's now 25-25. 39 seconds left. There's Kevin Mack, who scored the touchdown. It is 17-14. George Allen's team leads John Haydels. First down from a 13-yard line. Kevin Long, the lone setback. Spencer is flank left. And here comes Spencer around to the right to take the ball. And there goes Spencer. Dwight Green drags him down, but Spencer picks up a first down at the 24.
Good job. They changed up, went with a tackle trap on it from the right side. You'll see a tackle pulling to get out in front of it. Spencer up in the slot, coming around, gets a nice block there, and then finally gets hauled down, but not until he had gotten some good yardage. It's the third quarter.
What I was going to say, as you're talking about that, the third quarter is over, 15 minutes of play left, and the game is up for grabs. And no good. David Howard there to break it up. Second down and 10. Here's Landry going deep, and he may have overthrown Ricker, who made a great catch. Ricker put up one arm and is down at the 45-yard line. They've thrown to him 3 or 4 times tonight. That's his first catch.
As he was running straight upfield, he just barely clears Dwight Drain, 33. Watch him throw his arms in the air. Really almost like he doesn't know where the ball is. But look at the adjustment on his part. Holy Toledo bats it up in the air and then cradles it as he goes to the ground. What a great grab.
31-yard pickup to the 45-yard line of Arizona. Or I should say of Los Angeles. Arizona leading by 3 and hoping for more. Landry been sacked once, puts it up and deep for Lenny Willis. They bump into one another. But I think that was Willis running into Wyman Henderson, the back on the play. Justin is only about 6 yards off him now. That's cool. And now he goes up close, almost bump and run. And here's Landry, and he's looking across, and there's the catch made there by Dennison, but a flag is down. Carson makes the stop, but there's a flag in the backfield, and Fletcher Jenkins is saying it is on them. Jenkins, a defensive end, and it is on them, meaning Arizona will bring it back. What is third down and nearly 20 to go from the 45.
4 wide receivers.
And Landry back. Landry trying to get out. Williams on top of him, and Williams puts him down. Second sack of the night. Now the original line of scrimmage is about the 45-yard line of Los Angeles, and they will snap the ball from their own 35 of Arizona for the kick by Corral.
Landry, as he tries to slide left, you see right there, Taylor loses Williams, number 73. Williams with good foot speed gets the jersey and then hauls Landry away. That's one thing Malvasi does. He mixes those defensive linemen down up to keep them fresh. Paid off right there.
Wayne Gunn is the man deep at the 21-yard line, and that's Corral who's going to punt the ball away. It's a good snap, gets the ball away, not a particularly good kick, so, well, Gunn will pick it up at the 20-yard line, and he will be taken down across the way by Alan Clark. He's trying to prevent Arizona from doing something they haven't done all year long, win games back-to-back.
The Express, having won 4 out of their last 6, haven't gone deep for a while. They got the sun behind them now. You might see Young go for one here.
That is turning to look back for the pass. They have the sun behind their head, so, well, here's Young. If he can get out of this, he gets out of this, and he throws the ball, and upfield is the intended receiver, and that is David Hersey. And he's got a first down. I want to tell you, talk about not a great arm or whatever some people say about Steve Young. He can really scramble and make things happen.
Oh, does he ever. We talked about him making big plays. You see 99 Wilbur Young bearing down 70. Right after him, Kit Lathrop. But look at his move right here to get out of that trouble, then throwing on the run, picks up Hersey to pick up big yardage. Oh, that's a big play.
21-yard pickup. First and 10 at the 42-yard line. As Townsell, the man in motion. Little swing pass out here from Mack. Mack gets one block and carries some folks for 2 or 3 yards, and that is all. Kit Lathrop again peeled back to make a good play. Was going toward the passer when he saw what it was, peeled back, and got Kevin Mack.
Zimmerman on the left side. You see him sitting back on John Lee. Cut blocks him this time. Good changeup. Rookies don't often use too many changeup moves. They'll take him on. But right there, he realizes the pressure of Lee. He goes to a different look.
Rookie tackle out of Oregon. John Hadel said he's going to be all-world. He never played tackle before this year. He was always a guard.
Outstanding young football player.
Second down from the 44. Freddie Scott, the man in motion. And again, a fake one way. They hand off to Hersey another. It works again. Hersey's got the first down inside the 45-yard line. Luther Bradley and Ed Smith hanging on.
You know what's really interesting about that Hersey, a few high-five slaps. You'll see him come from the left side of your screen. As the fake going that way, they pull the tackle trap move. But look at the agility as he makes that first cut in there. Look at the stiff arm. He's essentially a tight end. He's kind of a small-sized tight end, but he's running like a running back.
First down, 10.5 minutes to go. Express down by 3. Young back to throw, has time. Goes deep down the sideline, battled for it there. The man intended for was Freddie Scott. The man with him is Frank Minifield. And it is second down and 10.
Well, they probably went to the fastest defensive back of the Wranglers in Frank Minifield.
Was signed 4 one-year contracts with the Cleveland Browns, and we understand it's worth a couple of $1 million.
It's hard to imagine. You know, he didn't play last season at all. Got a knee in the first game of the season, laid out the whole year. Had some muscle pulls early this season. Didn't come back until about the 3rd game. And while he has great potential,
football players are having fun.
Oh, are they ever?
They can go
all the way to the bank.
NFL, take your pick.
All the way to the bank.
Young now 9 of 19 only, and hands the ball off to Bodie, and Bodie's going to be hit in the backfield, and Bodie is finally wrestled down. A loss of 5 yards on the play, and guess who's down there? I think you'll see 71 Lorch, 25. But the man who forced him outside was Lathrop.
Exactly. Kit Lathrop, as they were pulling the guard that way. Again, they got to get a block back by the center in order to handle him. That's Mike Ruther, the rookie, who is an outstanding young player. But Kit Lathrop is so quick that if you don't block back with the center, and that's a hard block for him to get because of that quickness, then you got to come down with the tackle, Zimmerman, and they have not handled him.
Denzel to the right, and Malcolm Moore and Freddie Scott to the left. Third down and about 12 out of the shotgun. Steve Young in trouble this time. He does not get away. This time it is a linebacker, Ed Smith, on the blitz. And George Allen rarely blitzes, but that was the spot for it on third down and 13, and he got his man. And now down by 3, the Express will have to give up the football to the Wranglers, who've been able to take time off the clock every time they've had the ball. Jeff Partridge stepping back inside his 30. Twin safeties of Tolbert and Eddie Brown for the Wranglers.
That was a timely blitz. Great pressure on Young. Never had a chance to make a move.
Each team needs this in the division race. This is a must game. George Allen says that all the time, but he's right. And again, Partridge, after 2 great kicks, does not get a good kick here. Tolbert watches it go by, and he tucks the ball and goes after it. And it belongs to him. They are really having trouble fielding the ball on kickoffs and punts tonight, the Wranglers. But they hold on to that football. John Hadel's team is down by 3. A 40-yard punt. And watch Tolbert.
Well, Tolbert getting a lot of bad hops as it's bouncing around. But watch it hit him there. Right there with his left hand. Then he kicks it. Oh, I got to get on that. He's hustling. And slide. You're safe.
9:06 to go. Let's go and come back because this ball game has got a lot left in it. 17-14. One of the better ball games on Saturday night, the USFL on ESPN. 17-14 in a game that's a matchup to stay 1 game behind Denver in the Pacific Division. 3 points separate the team. Not that good field position for the Wranglers. The ball at the 14, first down. Less than 9 minutes to go. Landry apparently automaticing at the line of scrimmage. And hands the ball to Spencer, and Spencer's got about 5 yards across the 20-yard line with Fletcher Jenkins hanging on.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what Landry did right there. The Express went into an overshift. They had Spencer to the left side, the strength of the offense, the tight end to the right side. The Express shifted that way, leaving a natural gap over the right guard, and that's exactly where they ran it, at the stand-up linebacker over the right guard.
Second down and short. They can run this ball all night long. They'd love to take time off the clock, protect that lead, and go the other way with Spencer, and Spencer's got the first down, still on his feet, and is dragged down on quite a play by Aaron Mitchell, because that's a big armful to handle in Tim Spencer, who weighs in at 216.
Well, Tim Spencer, as he comes off the left side, in front of him 33 Kevin Long. You see him starting out there. Now he'll veer back behind it. You see the pile up there, but watch the strong leg drive right there. He pulls loose, but coming in from the side, finally making the tackle is Aaron Mitchell, the free safety.
Remember, we get a rematch of these two teams Saturday night, June 23rd, out in Tempe, Arizona. And I don't think they'll disappoint then either. There's Tim Spencer again, big hole again. Spencer gallops for another 5 yards again. And the clock continues to roll down. By the time they get the next play off, it'll be well under the 6-minute mark. And they lead by 3, the Wranglers.
Good adjustment line blocking. Jerry Sullivan, the center, blocking that. Blocking back Tom Thayer, left guard, came up the middle, picked off Carson. They got a few yards out of it.
And you can see that Arizona has more than doubled what their opponents have done in the fourth quarter over the year. And they've not scored in this fourth quarter, but they will take it because they're holding the other team scoreless also, and they lead by 3.
And using up the clock.
Second down and 5. Now it's Kevin Long's turn, and he's got a chance to get the first down, and does get the first down. Spencer tonight has rambled for 74 yards and a couple of touchdowns, his 12th and 13th of the year. The other score was a 34-yard field goal by Corral.
Good job by Jerry Sullivan, number 51, firing out. 68 is David Huffman, the right guard. But look at the surge there as they move him back from the left side of your screen all the way to the right side. to give Long an opportunity to find that daylight.
And you know what they're doing, Don. By the time they get this play off, it'll be well under the 6-minute mark in the 5s. And Landry's using all of that clock, and why not? He sends Willis in motion. And nope, he's going to hang on to the ball and throw it. And out there to make the catch is Tremaine Johnson. That stops the clock, but it's a first down. Johnson has catch number 12. Remember, the record is 15 by Richard Johnson of Houston.
And guess where he went to work? Tyrone Justin, man for man. He saw him over there. Little play action fake, crossing backs, long 33, good blocking up front, good field of vision, sideline pattern right there. And then Justin, number 20, comes up to shove Johnson out of bounds.
Great night for Tremaine. First down from the 45. Now the clock starts. That is Kevin Long cutting inside one block. Long's got another first down. And using that running game that they almost deserted in the first half, Arizona has come alive in the second half, controlled the football, and lead in the ball game by 3 with 5.5 minutes to go. Aaron Mitchell made the stop of Kevin Long, but put the ball down on the 32-yard line and continue to click that clock off as they've not even, now they start the play clock, and they can get down under the 5-minute mark if Landry wants to come up and vacillate at the line of scrimmage. He's got a lot of time if he chooses to use it. But he's going to go keeping the same rhythm, apparently. And that's Spencer. He's got 74 yards already. And he's lost the football, and it belongs to the Express. Spencer just did a tremendous job. Aaron Mitchell comes up with it until that play, and Spencer has given the Express with 5 minutes and 1 second a chance. They were controlling the ball game absolutely until this play.
Offside play to the left there. Lead right by Kevin Long, 33. Zone blocking. They roll him back. You see it all by himself. But Spencer, a costly mistake as he coughs up the football. The man on the spot, Aaron Mitchell. What a turnover. Now, the Express right here.
5 minutes to go, 75 yards to go. Remember, a field goal would tie it and send us into overtime, but they would rather win it and go home. But what they want to do most of all is score one way or the other. They got a long way to go. Hersey in motion. Young now, ball by himself is Long, the tight end at the 40-yard line. They'll mark it at the 39. Big play from the 25 to the 39 of 36 yards. And here come the Express. A lot of time left.
Well, they can score in a hurry, but a good move out there by Long, the tight end. Look at him reach up, both hands, put it away. He'll fumble it at the end here, trying to fight for extra yards. See him get the ball jerked loose. Luther Bradley, 27, hit him, popped it up. It's laying there for a moment, but fortunately Long recovered. The Express in the move.
Kevin Nelson is in the ball game for the first time. He's got a broken rib, but he's also got a lot of speed. There's a fake to Nelson. He gives it to Townsend. It worked before JoJo, but not this time. As you can see that Ed Smith made the stop.
Ed Smith not only made the stop, but he read that perfectly. He stepped into that hole before Townsend got there. Townsend not used to it. Not a big receiver per se, size-wise. That was a mismatch, and Ed Smith says, come on to me, baby. I got to look at you.
17-14 the score. Arizona. Second down 10 Los Angeles on the Wranglers 39. Scott to the right, Tanzel to the left. Hersey in motion. Young being chased. This is not a screen. Has to throw the ball away. Hersey was on his way back toward it, but nowhere near it. And suddenly it is third down and 10.
Well, now comes the play of the game as far as the Express are concerned, and what a surge by the defensive line. They just collapsed. All 4 defensive linemen collapsed 5 offensive linemen. Steve Young never getting a chance to set up. He just wisely threw it away, but is facing this big 3rd and 10 situation.
3:16 left on the clock in the game from the Coliseum in Los Angeles.
They don't get it here. They're going to have to go for it on 4th.
Young looks as his man That is Kevin Nelson. He's got the first down. There's the big play. Nelson to the 25.
Oh, and guess what? The old pro Stan White had him short of the first down by about 4 yards, but Nelson, good speed, good body ability, breaks the tackle. You'll see it from the right side. Look at him coming across the middle as he circled, juggled it. Look at that right there, 52. That's Stan White. He cost him. It's a first down. Stops the clock at the same time.
3:07 left. Scott goes to the right. Tanzel to the left. Young automating now. Young being chased and does not get out of it. Does not get out of it. And that is John Lee, who came into this ball game with 16.5 sacks, getting that sack right there. It's a loss on the play.
League leader. Increases that lead.
Takes the ball back to the 27-yard line. Second down and 12 to go as the clock clicks below the 3-minute mark. Arizona by 3. The Express trying to go up.
Good job by Steve Young just to get some of the yardage back.
Bodie in motion. They're overloading the right side, and that's where they're going to send Kevin Nelson. Nelson gets outside. Nelson being pursued and bumped, and remember, he's got a broken rib. He gets down to the 20-yard line, and that will stop the clock there. It will be third down and a long 5 to go for the first down.
He was using Kevin Nelson rib pads in practice on Thursday, but was practicing pretty well. There was some question that he might play with those broken ribs that he had received, but you can rest assured they got a special pad underneath those rib pads with a little sponge attached to them to kind of help him out.
Steve Young wants timeout. He wants timeout. No matter what play was coming in, he was signaling for timeout even before they came in. So he takes timeout, and so shall we.
By the Express.
A turnover apiece in this game, almost error-free. It is a third down situation, a long 5 for the Express with 2:31 to go. The ball at the Arizona 20-yard line.
And certainly they would have to go for it on fourth down, but I would suspect that they're going to have a play call. John Hadel says, check with me, meaning that Young will go to the line of scrimmage, look at the defense, and then make the call to whatever receiver looks single coverage.
They may not go on fourth down. They may try for a tying field goal. The Zendejas. However, here's check with me is what he's doing. Stan White puts up his hands. There's a third down. He loops it down toward the end zone, and the ball is no good. Minifield on Freddie Scott, and it's fourth down. And now let's see what they do. Here comes Zendejas.
Good call, Coach.
Now, Zendejas is outstanding, but he's got to be good here.
Laid it over the top. Minifield. He is playing the man right here. There's a little contact, but what a good job by a defensive back. Steve Young, nice touch, laid it up, but when he made an automatic call, the Wranglers ran out of it, covered it.
38 yards out. He is 6 for 7 in this distance to tie the game with 2:26 to go. 38 yards out. Tony Zendejas, and hold it. The whistle blew before the kick was gotten off, and let's see what Don Wilson will call. He was waving no play even before the kick.
False start. Number 69 on the offense. Still fourth down.
You mean to tell me that Terry Crouch, a guard on a field goal situation, is making a false start?
Well, the Wranglers were jumping around over there trying to draw him, but you've seen that 1,000 times in football, and Crouch is not a rookie. He's a 3-year veteran. He certainly shouldn't be influenced by people jumping up trying to get his attention. But he was. Now they got to go again.
All right. Now, we told you he was 6 for 7 between 30 and 39 yards. You can see he is 4 for 8, only 50% between 40 and 49. And this will be a 43-yard field goal. And it could be upsetting because he had the other one. From 43 yards out, he'll try to tie it up. Does he tie it up? He tries to. He does.
We got a ball game.
2:18 to go. It's 17-all, and Zendejas, who had a roll a couple weeks ago, sending it in overtime, for example, down in...
Look at
well, there it goes.
Move.
Bottom line, we got a tie game. Spencer was taking The Arizona team down to beat John Hadel's team when he fumbled at the 25, and Aaron Mitchell picked up the fumble, and they went the 75 yards, the last 43 on a field goal to tie the game up. Now Zendejas will kick off, and we still have 2:18 to go. So a lot of time and a very short kick. October to try to, they do handle it without fumbling the ball. Hello there. My name is Mark Tobert. I return kicks for a living.
Bang right between the horns.
I think it was Sam Norris. It was Sam Norris, number 55, second-year man out of East Carolina. The ball will be at the 26.5-yard line, and Greg Landry, who's been in this situation before, has 2 minutes and 9 seconds to try to set this thing up for Corral, or else go all the way and score.
And 3 timeouts available to him.
And he'll get one, not of his own making, right after this first play. Well, they're not even going to get down to the first play. Hold it. We've got the 2-minute warning. So he'll have not 2 minutes and 5 seconds, but 2 minutes when we come back. The ball game is tied here at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. 17-17, 1:59 showing on the clock here at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. And the other game is already over. Oakland, which at one time was 0-9, is now 5-9. They win yet again on Kevin Shea's 33-yard field goal in the third quarter, 17-14.
And Charlie Sumner has been named the new coach there next year, so the coaching staff doing a nice job to have done what they have to get those 5 victories after John Ralston was let go.
And there are rumors that Joe Pendry, who was dismissed at midseason of the Pittsburgh Maulers, will wind up as the offensive coordinator.
Couldn't be a finer choice. It turns out that way. Joe Pendry, an excellent football mind. Young fella, 36 years old.
Well, here's a man that they call an old fella because he is 37 years old, and that is Greg Landry, handing the ball to Boatner, and Boatner's driven back by Lee Williams. He gets nothing. He gets nothing.
Well, I tell you, that was an unusual call right there. They're going back to the line of scrimmage, but if they hold them on this down, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Express use one of their timeouts defensively to stop the clock and get the ball back.
22!
There's Landry on second down now, and 12 throwing the ball, and it's batted down. That's the third time it's been batted down at the line of scrimmage, the second time that Fletcher Jenkins has done it.
Well, Fletcher Jenkins, good quickness on the defensive end. Gets the hand up. He'll come from the right side of your screen as Landry looking out to the right. Had a man open over there, but Fletcher saves the day. 2 hands in the air. Good jump ball, Fletcher.
Third down and 12, Don. Big play. They got to kick it back to the Express.
You bet. Stop the clock, too, with that incompletion.
Where's Tremaine with all those catches tonight? That's the man you look for.
They're doubling him right now, finally.
Almost jumped offside. Did not. Landry with Meat Cleaver Weaver on him. They'll have to kick the ball away, and Corral will be standing back on about his own 5 or inside the 5. Flag down at the 35. So hold on. That happened so quickly, I don't know, it might be an illegal check downfield. To erase what Meat Cleaver Weaver did?
Well, the only thing is, Landry was on a sprint out. Weaver in there so quick. He wasn't in the pocket, so
holding. Oh my! Look at that. It's going to be automatic for instead of fourth down. Instead of fourth down and kicking the ball away, it is first down.
Jim, I would really have to question that because defensively speaking, as a defensive back, you don't know if that receiver is going to block on you.
Number 20 on the defense. That's an automatic first down.
Tyrone Justin.
You don't know if that man's going to block on you. Tyrone is polishing off this afternoon or evening by giving the Wranglers another opportunity. But you don't know if that's going to be a pass route or not at that stage. So that's really a very marginal or questionable call. Great break for the Wranglers.
Landry never had a chance to do anything with the ball. Meat Cleaver was on him so quickly. Now he's got a new chance. The ball at the 29. 1:28 left. Landry this time not running on first down. Trying to throw. Trying to get out there. And is going to get out of bounds. And they may throw a flag out there. And they do. Because Usry chased him out of bounds and ran him down about 5 yards out of bounds. And that's another big play. And that'll be 15 yards more.
Oh, man. I'll tell you.
Young team.
Oh, crucial mistakes here when they had the ball back in good field position. Once again, Eddie Weaver was the guy that flushed Landry out of the pocket. Usry really didn't know. He was trying so hard for Landry, didn't know where the sideline was. mistake on his part, no question about it, but a costly one that hurt the Express.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness.
So
Number
obvious.
79
Usry
on
just
the
did not
defense.
need to
That's
do
a
that.
first down.
Sure didn't.
I mean, Justin's may be forgivable because he didn't know what was going on, but watch this.
There's Landry. You'll see him 2 or 3 steps to the sideline. You know, almost there. It was close, but still in all, it was a definite bad move on his
That's where
part.
they wound up. And Boatner gets nothing. Check that, Dennison. That is Boatner. Lee Williams made the stop. 1:11 to go and counting.
You know, I have to look at both those two calls that, I don't know, from an official standpoint, you know, when Usry dove at him, Landry still was inbounds at that stage. The play before, I don't know how they could call that one.
Less than a minute to go in the 17-all ball game. Landry trying to get in field goal range if he can. Goes for the big one. It is intercepted. And here comes Troy West down the sidelines. He's still there. And he does not score. But they're in field goal range minimum with 38 seconds to go. No flags on the play. First and goal to go from the 3. From disaster to probable victory.
And Troy West, a rookie.
His 5th interception.
Exactly. I was going to say his 5th interception of the year. Couldn't have been a bigger one. And what nice running after he picked it off. Landry never saw him. He's a nickelback. They had 6 in there. They call it their dime defense. He'll come from left to right as Landry sets up the throw. He's putting it down the middle. West coming from left to right. Takes it on the dead run. But look at his moves. 33 in front of it. Trying to help him get it blocked. Dwight Drain. 22, Wayman Henderson. He throws a block there. And look at him go down the sidelines. A tightrope move with 38 seconds left. Oh, baby.
A 50-yard return by Troy West, a rookie out of Southern California. You would assume that they'll run a couple of plays. If they don't get it in call time, get the man in and kick the field goal.
Right now, you know, there's a couple of things to think about. You want to take a chance in handling the football exchange-wise with a possibility of a fumble, or you want to just kind of kill the clock down to a matter of seconds and then go for the straight-in field goal.
As John Hadel said after the win over Michigan last week, we do make it exciting, don't we? No guarantee of the win yet. They could miss the field goal. It could be blocked. They could fumble the ball. But right now, the momentum has shifted definitely to the Express. Oh, they pitch out to Kevin Nelson. And Nelson tries to get in, and Nelson gets in. Touchdown with 32 seconds left.
Oh, and a number of players saying he didn't get in, but he did as far as the official. What a play.
Troy West out of USC, a rookie, intercepts, takes it to the 3. Kevin Nelson out of UCLA, a rookie, takes it in.
And Frank Minifield in the corner tried to come up, sacrifice his body to pick off the blocking. But a good move, as you'll see. Acceleration by Kevin Nelson, number 3. The blocking out in front. You can't quite see it right there. 27 is Kevin Mack, but look at him scooting to the corner. Put the ball away. He tries to, well, side angle, hard to see.
Zendejas, who tied it up moments ago, adds the extra point, and all of a sudden it is 24-17. Los Angeles trying to get back to even Steven at 7-all, and the Wranglers are now 6-8 should they lose this, and tough times ahead, looking for a playoff spot. Talk about mistakes. Arizona was driving for a clinching score. Spencer dropped the ball. Mitchell got it. They drove for a tying field goal. They had the ball again, maneuvering in position for a possible winning field goal. Troy West intercepts, and the second successive turnover gave up 7 points, and now Arizona is losing this game.
Well, Jim, we were in a commercial break before the interception. You said, I don't think it'll go in overtime. You couldn't have been more right.
Well, who knows? You don't know what's going to happen here. The ball is picked up by one of the up men, and still on his feet and run out of bounds is Selwyn Drain, a defensive back. But they need it all, meaning the Wranglers, they got to get a touchdown. They've got 28 seconds to go. And turnovers have really killed them.
Well, I'm a little surprised that they did not kick the ball deep, the Express, because they give them good field position right here. And actually, Actually, Kevin Nelson scored too quickly on that one. You want to get in that end zone. You don't want to wait around, but you want to figure, well, your defense can hold them still with 28 seconds, 3 timeouts. Anything could happen. And
I think John Hadley will take it, though. I think.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
28 seconds to go, you saw Kevin Turner, a linebacker, wobble off the field as he took quite a pop on the return. And now from a 39 first down, as we take a look at Los Angeles, you can look down and say, Washington, well, they should beat them. Oklahoma lost again tonight. They should beat them, but Oakland, hold it. They're now 5-9 and playing great ball. And don't you think Arizona won't be waiting should they lose this game, as they were waiting to waylay Denver and beat them 41-6 last time. Arizona gets, well, it just gets tough. They got Birmingham next week, then losing ball clubs Jacksonville and Chicago before they come back to Los Angeles, which looks as though it's going to be 7-7 after tonight, with Washington coming up next week at Washington. That's the time left. They got a long way to go. 61 yards to tie the game. There's a 2-point conversion should they tie it. Then it'll be a moment of truth. Or do you try to win it or take your chances in overtime? But they got to get to 6 first. Here's Landry. Landry sets up, throws, and that's Doug Dennison. A flag is down, and did they rough the pass? We will see, because the flag is thrown down in the direction of Greg Landry. Wilson, our official. They were holding. Ooh. That takes time off the clock and takes yardage away from the Wranglers. George Allen has never had a losing season. Should he lose tonight, he'll be 6-8.
Well, it came from the right side.
Holding, number 67 on the offense. Still first down.
You know, when you look at the run and shoot offense of Jim Kelly down in Houston, the word is finally getting around to the USFL people that these express team can play.
67, John Stadnick, right there on the right side of the screen is the person that is getting caught for holding, as Fletcher Jenkins, number 90, gets a little bit of a neckline.
Second time Stadnick has been called in this half for holding, and Landry's going to go down again. That's Williams again. And time goes off the clock. 15 seconds. They're back at the 20. Original line of scrimmage at 39-yard line, so they've lost 20 yards. That's the 3rd sack, 2 of them by Williams. And Williams now has 10 on the year.
Well, they try, as we mentioned earlier, to keep fresh people. They adjust those lines. They don't always play defensive end, a timeout for the Wranglers, but they'll move those ends to tackle, tackles to end, just keep fresh people coming all night long.
Both of those turnovers, one by Spencer, the other interception of Landry, are important, but everybody, I think, will be walking out of here talking about the 58-yard return of Troy West with his 5th interception of the year that set up first down at the 4-yard line. But again, in the Pacific Division, if Los Angeles wins tonight, they will remain 1 game behind Denver, which broke a 5-game losing streak yesterday. Arizona would be 2 games behind and maybe out of contention for a playoff spot, but there's still 4 games to play. There's our score, as Arizona had this ball game for George Allen right in their clutches, and 2 turnovers apparently have done them in. Landry puts it up with all he's got, sending it into a crowd, and it is not caught. Nearest man to catching it was Lenny Willis. White Rain was the nearest man to intercepting it. And 8 seconds remain.
Well, Greg Landry, he unleashed everything he had as he aired that one out. They went with the Hail Mary move.
Remember, early in the 3rd quarter, this score was 17-7 with 3:56 to go in that 3rd quarter. So in the last, 19 minutes, more or less, they've gone from 17-7 to trailing 24-17.
Well, and John Hadel told us two situations. Young offensively, the defensive line defensively.
3rd down and a bubble. Landry just puts it up. 4 seconds to go. Up for grabs back there. Bounces down. No seconds left on the clock. The ball game is over. Los Angeles has come from behind on Heinrich, and you predicted the new would beat the old, and so it has done. John Hadel in his 1st year. George Allen in his 200th game has come back and lost where he used to coach at Ramsville, the Coliseum.
Well, John Hadel did a magnificent job. The defense saved it. Troy West, a victory for the Express.
I'm Jim Simpson with Don Heinrich. We're in the Coliseum in Los Angeles.